Order, left to right. Right to left.
All about your
point of view. My name's Stafford of Savvy Arts. New programs need new money, and until such time as the Arts Minister can win new money for the arts budget among his Cabinet colleagues, the $105 million for the NPEA should be returned to the Australia Council to address the damage done and allow the Council to implement its new strategic plan launched in 2014 in full. Any new program should also be based on sound evidence-based cultural policy. I've been involved in community arts and cultural development for over 30 years, and in the last 7 years as Director of Savvy Arts, I have been assisting local governments right across regional Queensland to write policies and 3 to 5 year cultural plans. There have only been 2 national cultural policies in Australia over the last 25 years. In both cases, these were thrown out by incoming governments. It is this lack of bipartisanship from one electoral cycle to the next that repeatedly damages the arts and cultural industries in Australia. Currently, we have no cultural policy in Australia. The scenario is further complicated by the loss of the Australian Bureau of Statistics' commitment to cultural indicators. So now there will be no way of measuring before and after impacts. In this cultural policy vacuum, each and every claim as stated as justifications for the NPEA have been systematically refuted on the evidence. When it comes to NPEA itself, in the absence of an evidence-based cultural policy, to announce a budget line, then to begin to design a program, then to begin to consult, is completely back to front. It is the opposite of good governance. When it comes to regional arts in particular, I draw your attention to my Australia Council funded fellowship in the late 1990s that was specifically to investigate models of regional arts and cultural service delivery. In a nutshell, the one that sees capital cities send tours and workshops to the regions as outreach is the traditional access and touring model. This largely treats the regions as audiences, perpetual amateurs and volunteers. Tours will and should still come, and we are grateful, but for the last 25 years in this region we have banded together to balance this with our own homegrown arts and cultural development model based on local creativity. This is to express our own voice and identity and tell our own stories, to foster active participation in public and civic life, to grow our own cultural sector and jobs for social outcomes, and to become an active contributor to the region's economic outcomes so that we can provide our share of the gross national product of 86 billion or 6.9% of the economy for cultural industries nationally. Our joint efforts at building a local cultural sector have been spectacularly successful. An economic study commissioned by Arts Nexus in 2008 showed the creative industries in far north Queensland worth 300 million, in the same ballpark as the sugar industry, fishing or tropical fruits. I now table that report. Cairns did not have a built university or even a regional gallery at all here until as late as 1995, but hasn't the local creativity flowered since? With a bare minimum of public investment in a handful of soft infrastructure organisations providing support services to local enterprises, we have collaborated among ourselves as a sector to drive this interdependent, self-determined future for Cairns and the far north over the last 25 years. But now this is in real danger of going backwards. Arts in the regions is not a frill on the petticoat of life, to quote Robin Archer, but life itself. The destructive elements of the 2015 arts budget are a barnacle on the ship of government and should be reversed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stafford. Who would like to go next?
Okay, next.
Okay, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Senator. My name is Jill Townsend, and I